It's Ag Week at Utah State University, coming up on this edition of ATV News.
And if the witness knows,
we'll show you why the Utah Court of Appeals came to campus today.
They said you push up and then you pull down.
We'll show you how much milk came from this technique in only 30 seconds.
You want to share more about you? We support you.
We'll show you the party that was worth shutting down Center Street.
Are you tired of all this sun and weather? We'll show you if there's something you'll be nuts about coming this week.
In sports, I'll show you which team shut down the nation's third highest scoring offense and sent the Cougars squealing all the way home.
All that and more. This is ATV News.
good morning, Your Honors.
Utah
May it
State
please the
University
court.
campus
My
became
name
the
is
courthouse
Perkins,
earlier today.
representing-
Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Katie White.
And I'm Zahar Nasir.
The Utah Court of Appeals came to USU to hear two cases today. Both cases discussed
does
property
require is a
disputes.
roadmap
Students and
of,
community members came
and
to the
if the
hearings
witness
to learn about how
knows
Utah's
of
justice
specific
system
facts
works.
or opinions.
USU officials say by engaging with the public, the court can build its legitimacy.
Senator Mitt Romney announced he would not seek re-election. Back in 2018, he came to USU and he ran for his first and now only term representing Utah in the Senate.
By virtue of the relationships I have with the White House, with the President, as well as with some 40 senators who I've campaigned with, I have the capacity to do more for Utah than the average junior senator.
We sat down with Professor Damon Kent, who says that Romney's decision is a tectonic shift in the Utah political landscape.
When you have an incumbent running in a Senate election in Utah, there's a very, very high success rate.
After his resignation as Speaker of the Utah House of Representatives, Professor Kent says that Brad Wilson and Riverton's Mayor Trent Staggs are just two of the likely candidates to fill Romney's seat.
What do you know about Utah's Black history? ATV's Anna Johnson talked to one organization that's trying to teach Utahns about Black history and lets them tell how they're doing that in their own words.
Understand that this is a safe space and we're really open to having those conversations.
This is the only all-Black history conference that happens in the West.
Only know the news and
if you don't know your history, you'll repeat it. But I think it's very important to both learn the past and also the future.
Blackface minstrelsy has been used.
What we want to do is to create an environment where people feel safe and comfortable talking about things, and they can actually sit across from other people and have these conversations, have a good conversation, come out with a greater understanding.
Every subject is about Black history.
Because there's still a lot of people that don't know the background of certain cultures, and especially pioneer history and Black pioneer history.
When people don't understand what light is, they assume that light means white, and it's not.
Black history in Utah has been this buried thing, more than 6 feet deep in the ground.
Things like Little Black Sambo, I remember having that.
We're trying to pluck the falsehood and put the truth in place for the people here.
It's nice to get some of the real fact and truth out there.
It's a choice to not learn about the people that are around you and to not learn about the different experiences throughout the world.
I get to help bring it up, not just bring it above ground, but to help take it all over Utah.
If we influence the people that we can influence and then they go out and influence people that they can influence, it creates lasting change.
To get involved with Sema Haditi and find one of their touring exhibits, check out the link on our Facebook page.
The beginning of the college school year is often a time for parties and events, but according to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, there is also increased danger. Experts call this time period the red zone. 50% of college sexual assaults happen between the first day of fall semester and Thanksgiving break. College-age women are 3 times more likely to be sexually assaulted. USU's Sexual Assault and Violence Information Office is on the 3rd floor of the TSC. USU says students can go to the Savvy office for therapy, support, and help reporting a sexual assault. It also offers more information about consent and relationships.
What What day do you put your trash bins out? That day is changing if you live in Cache County. Starting October 1st, Logan City is no longer collecting garbage outside of Logan and Providence. Logan residents were sent this map on a postcard showing the new garbage and recycling pickup schedule. If you live outside of Logan and Providence, you need to call your city or county office to find out your new garbage schedule.
A fiesta filled with colors, traditional foods, and dances shut down Center Street on Saturday. Here's what I saw as the LatinX community in Cache Valley celebrated the National Hispanic Heritage Month through their own words.
This is the Latino Festival. This is our third year doing the Latino Festival here in Logan. We come to celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month.
I think it's very fascinating to see so many people that feel welcome walking down the booths and walking down Center Street. We all come together as a community by uniting every single culture.
Being from Mexico, we have a lot of good food, but there's a lot of other countries here too that, you know, they're serving. I seen a Brazilian stand. I've never had Brazilian food. I would love to try it just to see how it is.
Aside from the food, because I am a foodie, seeing how happy people are representing and wearing their typical clothing, we call it como sus trajes o su ropa, la ropa típica, just the clothing of where you come from, and the dances and in the music. It's kind of in everything when you come to one of these. And hopefully it's not overwhelming to people. For me, I'm an extrovert and I'm just like basking in it.
From the people who I've talked to who are Latinx, having support is really what it's all about, and they want to be able to celebrate their culture just like we do.
I was born here, I'm an American, but I obviously don't look like some other Americans. But that's the thing, it's not just me, there are so many of us that have and represent beautiful roots.
There will be other celebrations in honor of this month in different cities around the state throughout October 15th.
It's Cache Week here at Utah State, and that means even more activities in the sunshine. Selling shish kebabs for $1, the College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences held its day on the patio.
Here, as well as some booths and people just giving out gear, some free hats and stuff like that to kind of show what people and students could be a part of.
There were different businesses and clubs talking to students on the patio, showing everything from robots to livestock. USU will end Cache Week with a tractor parade on Aggie Boulevard this Friday at 11:15 a.m. Joining us from ATV Weather is Anna Johnson.
Hey Anna, how's weather going to be looking for Ag Week?
You know, there was a little bit of rain this morning, but the sun came out for Ag Week, and I'm going to give y'all a look at that in weather. And coming up.
I lean forward and her tail catches my hat.
We'll show you why these Aggies were milking cows.
Just throw some earplugs in and hit the road.
Coming up, we'll show you what brought these people together from all across the country.
These flowers soaked up some rain this morning, and now they're getting some sun. In weather, I'll tell you if that sticks around. The current temperature is 76 degrees.
This is Dave. This is Bob. Dave took multimedia boot camp. Bob
did not.
We need company headshots.
I've worked on headshots before and I would be happy to do it again.
We also need to finish our company advertisement video.
I already have a shot list and it's ready for you to approve.
Bob, would you be willing to work on our company podcast?
I would be happy to take care of that.
You're so prepared. You deserve a promotion.
Be like Dave and take multimedia bootcamp at Utah State. Get experience in a little bit of everything.
Welcome to ATV Weather. I'm Anna Johnson. Let's drop right into our national radar. Now, if you take a look at the west coast of the United States, you'll see there is not a lot of activity going on over here. There's a little bit happening right over Arizona. Now, some of that is going to come north and into Utah in the weekend, and I'll let you know about that in our 7-day forecast. If we take a look out west, over the Midwest, there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of thunder and rain happening out there. But on the East Coast, it's quiet skies, just like over Utah. Let's take a look at the state radar to get a closer look at what's happening out here. Like I said, not a lot going on. There's sunny skies, cloudless, really beautiful outside. There is a little bit of activity right in the very north of the state. These are those showers that Cache Valley woke up to this morning. I know when I woke up, I was a little surprised to see those showers. I thought it was still summer, but I guess fall's moving in. If we take a look at our 7-day forecast, I'll let you know if those are sticking around. Now today we did see a little bit of that rain, but the temperatures are still staying pretty high. We're still hitting 70 today. Tomorrow we're going to get a little bit more of that rain. It's really Friday when we're going to start seeing a lot more showers. Now those thunderstorms are going to come in the evening and it is still just a chance, but our high temperature is going to be only 58. We're not even going to hit 60 on Friday. Going into our weekend, it is going to clear up a little bit. We've got the sun coming out on Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday is when we really feel summer take a little bit back from fall. And I'm going to take you guys outside to take a look at what it looks like outside this building. You see the blue skies now, but this morning there was rain clouds in the sky. That's what brought us the rain earlier today. That did not stop the festivities at Cass Week. You just saw that goat hanging out in the bright sunshine and all these people enjoying the last rays before the fall really comes in and takes them away from us. You're all caught up in weather, and I'll send it back to Katie at the desk.
Thanks, Anna. What would it take for you to drive over 200 miles? That Volkswagen bus and all these bugs, buses, and buggies drove in from all across the country for the annual Utah VW Classic.
Everybody has a story to tell, and they're Volkswagens. There's nothing better than a Volkswagen.
Someone drove this 1966 converted no-top beach buggy 250 miles to attend the show, but organizers say it isn't only about the cars and buses.
It's definitely not about all the cars, it's about the stories that go with them.
Wingsguard says the car show, swap meet, and relay race help the Utah Transporter Association raise money for their Busing for Santa program.
Aggie Blue Bikes can be seen all over campus, but do they receive enough funding? Ryan Lawrenson headed to their shop here in Logan to find out.
Welcome to Aggie Blue Bikes.
Like helping people work on their bikes, it's really fun to see somebody really learn a new skill.
Established in 2005, this organization relies on donations from the Cache Valley community.
It's been very important. The shops here near town are very expensive. They're unaffordable, most of them. And this is very quick, affordable, and you learn as you fix your bike.
An organization that struggles due to lack of funding.
So it averages out to about $13 an hour over the course of those 900 hours.
Like all of the other AmeriCorps volunteers that work at Aggie Blue Bikes, Gwen puts in a bid of how many hours she will work over the course of a year. Most likely 450 or 900 hours according to Cronin. Her payment is divvied out between a $300 bi-weekly living stipend and an education award that comes out to just over $3,000. Before she can get that lump sum though, any debts to the university, like tuition and fees, need to be paid.
And then the rest of it will just be a direct deposit into my bank account.
But the mechanics here at Aggie Blue Bikes say that's not enough.
They claim that in order to be closer to a livable wage, they would need to make at least $15 an hour.
You don't make enough to stay here if you don't like it.
Leonelli says that she is currently working 3 jobs on campus to simply make ends meet. And at one point,
I actually had to go onto food stamps to even get groceries for the week.
despite all that, all the mechanics had one thing in common to say. They love working for Aggie Blue Bikes. Ryan Lawrenson, ATV News.
For information on how you can donate to Aggie Blue Bikes, check out our Facebook page.
What would it take for you to milk a cow? USU's Cast Council held a cow milking competition for students on Tuesday with prizes to take home.
Ready, go!
Given only 30 seconds of time per person to milk a cow, more than 20 Aggies showed up to compete in this contest. Each person got a bucket to collect the milk and a cow to begin the competition. The milk was measured after each round to keep track of the scores. The winner milked a total of 1 1/4 cups of milk.
I work at Texas Roadhouse. I got a hold of those $30 dinner for 2 certificates, so I did not want them. I was like, I have to get first to get the IFA gift card, and that's what I did.
Free popcorn and drinks were provided for students to snack on while watching the drive-in movie to wrap up the night. If you missed this event and would like to go to upcoming ones, you can check out our Facebook page where you will find a link to USU's events calendar.
Joining us now is Noah Giles from ATV Weather. Guys, that cow milking contest looked fun.
It did.
I mean, I've never personally milked a cow, but I think the USU women's soccer team is going to be milking the energy after a big weekend coming up.
And that's the only way we'll go into the next 70 years.
We'll show you how your donations could support another 70 years.
Utah State going to their freshman quarterback, McKay Hillstead.
Aggie football got off to a rough start in conference play. I'll show you what went wrong and how our true quarterback handled himself in his first game as an Aggie.
Schofield pressing well. She takes a shove. That's going to be oh my goodness.
A BYU player is shown a red card at the end of the game. We'll show you how the Aggies frustrated the Cougars.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
It was after shooting with your phone that you wanted to up your game, so you got a better camera. But your shots were shaky, so you got a tripod. But your audio was fuzzy, so you got a mic. But your shots were dark, so you got some lights. Now you got all this equipment, but you don't know how to use it. So you enrolled in Intro to Video.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Out of the near post, but Chambers gets to it, leaves it for Diamond, left-footed shot, goal! Goal, Utah State!
Summer Diamond is living the dream of any athlete right now. Scoring a goal against the #1 team in the country? That's impressive. Oh yeah, and she's a freshman. Welcome to ATV Sports, I'm Noah Giles. The USU women's soccer team took on BYU this Saturday. And that's right, The Aggies had the Cougars on upset alert as they hosted the #1 team in the country. In front of a record 2,013 fans, the Aggies played one of the best games of their program's history. Here, freshman Summer Diamond misses this shot from wide from about 30 feet out. A few minutes later, Alex Day just barely misses the top corner right here. So close, about a foot off the bar. The Aggies, the score was tied at 0 at the half. The Aggies came out in the second half looking to put one in the net as Diamond curls this one in here with her left foot. The announcers are going crazy, the fans are on their feet, and the BYU players are stunned. The Aggies stayed aggressive with this shot, bouncing high off the crossbar, and then the forward missed the header. The frustration was mounting for BYU, and it finally came out in the 88th minute with BYU's Jamie Shepard shoving a player and then stepping on her as well. She gets rewarded with a red card. The Cougars were third in the nation in scoring at almost 4 goals per game, but the Aggie defense was up to the challenge. In the final minute, BYU had a great chance to tie the game, but USU keeper De'Ara Walton punches the ball out of bounds as time expires to give the Aggies the win 1-0. Head coach Manny Martinez says competing with teams like this is the goal.
We want to win. We want to win championships. We want to get to the highest levels. We want to be able to compete with teams like this on a regular basis. And today we did, and the goal is to continue to do it.
This is what we wanted, #1 team, and we've always known we can beat them.
USU goalie De'Ara Walton made 6 saves against the potent Cougar offense and was awarded National Player of the Week by College Soccer News. The Aggies start conference play at Air Force on Thursday. The football team traveled to Colorado for their first conference game against Air Force. We'll hop right in here with Air Force running back John Lee Eldridge III spinning and dragging tacklers down all the way to the 1-yard line, setting up this easy touchdown by Emmanuel Michel for the first score of the game. The next drive, the Aggies junior quarterback Cooper Legaud drops back and is hit from behind and he fumbles the ball. After the scramble, Air Force recovered it at about the 10-yard line. A few plays later, senior quarterback Zach Larrier punches it in for the Falcons' second score of the night. You see here, fake handoff, rolls out to his right, tucks it, lowers his shoulder, and runs a guy over. On the next Falcon possession, Larrier drops back and throws this strike to junior wide receiver Jared Rosnos for a 49-yard gain. It was one of only 4 attempted passes by Air Force the whole game. Once again, with the Falcons on the goal line, they hand it off to Michel, who hops over a defender into the end zone for another touchdown, putting the Falcons up 22-0. After a few long completions for the Aggies, senior linebacker Jonathan Youngblood jumped in front of this pass from Legaud for the interception. Following the interception, Eldridge III beats the Aggies outside off the pitch to score another touchdown for the Falcons, making the score 29-0 before halftime. One bright spot for the Aggies was the play of true freshman McKay Hillstead, who scrambles here for a 19-yard gain. The Aggies only managed 54 rushing yards on the night. That same drive, Hillstead tosses the ball to senior receiver Terrell Vaughn, who goes untouched for the touchdown. We'll have more on Vaughn in a minute. The Aggies trailed by 25 at the half. The Falcons offense continued being efficient on the ground with Michel pounding in this 2-yard run for his 3rd score of the game. The Falcons finished the game with 344 rushing yards and had the ball for nearly 2/3 of the game. Hillstead stepped up in the 3rd quarter with a few nice throws to Terrell Vaughn, and then to Micah Davis, and then to Jalen Royals before he hit Royals with a beautiful back shoulder throw in the end zone. Here's another look. You see Royals getting just a little bit of separation and getting his toe down, barely in bounds. Hillstead completed 18 of 27 passes for 202 yards and 3 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, the Aggies couldn't stop the run, with running back Owen Burke busting out a 34-yard run. The Falcons ran all over the Aggies on the way to 5 touchdowns on the ground, ending with a score of 39-21. We told you last week we'd be keeping an eye on Terrell Vaughn all season, so let's head over to the Jumbotron and check out his progress. All right, we can just get this on there. Awesome, awesome. There we go. With his 6 receptions on Saturday, that puts Vaughn at 29 on the season. That's good for 2nd in the country. Remember, 102 is the single season record, which means Vaughn needs 73 more. That's just over 8 catches per game for the rest of the season. As far as career receptions, Vaughn has 84, which means he needs 94. Which is about 10 catches per game for the rest of the season. Vaughn is averaging just under 10 catches through 3 games. So that's our Terrell Tracker for the week. On to men's tennis. 2 of our men's tennis players were invited to the Dar Walters International in Idaho. Nuno Pinheiro and Philip Rain went 2-1 in doubles and 2-4 in their singles matches. In men's golf, Julio Sanchez shot a career best with 7 under 65 at the Jean Miranda Falcon Invitational in Colorado. He had 5 birdies and an eagle on the day as he finished 9th in the tournament. USU women's volleyball had 2 matches this week. They swept UVU in Orem, then lost in straight sets to 12th ranked BYU at home. I mean, what a week we had in sports, guys. I mean, volleyball, soccer, football. I mean, we just had a lot going on.
I'm still stoked over the win that we had against BYU.
I love seeing women's sports get some recognition.
Thanks, Noah.
Yeah.
Utah Public Radio is celebrating its 70th anniversary.
It has quite a history.
It does, yeah.
The voices of UPR are familiar to these listeners who gathered to celebrate with the station's team members of
This is very community-based, this service, very community-based. We depend on our members.
UPR is the longest-running radio station in Utah. Staff members saved pieces of UPR's history and put them on display for the open house. Williams said member donations kept them going ever since its first broadcast in 1953. UPR celebrated many wins this year with the addition of a full-time Northern Utah reporter and an award for its service to journalism.
Thanks for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with more from the Cass Cow Milking Contest.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.
Dancel Minor. After them will be Gavin Rebel and Sherry Calder. And then we got Emily Campbell and Lulu Beck, Sam Olson, Brooklyn Penny, Jacob Bybee, Ryan Kirby, Jacob Carlworth, Brooklyn McCares, and Adelaide Vick.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Do you want to work in social media, sports, creative video, event planning, or philanthropy? All of this comes from a public relations degree. The demand for PR graduates continues to be strong. With good-paying jobs everywhere, PR professionals are able to work in every kind of organization, giving you the opportunity to work in environments that are challenging, rewarding, and fun, as well as on important issues and causes that you care about. Make a difference with a PR degree.
Hello, parents and prospective freshmen of Utah State. You seem tense. Please take a load off. Here at Utah State, we know the value of balance in student life. Balance. 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 Utah State student housing, a balanced way of life.
Coming to college with high male expectations? Don't be fooled.
No. Oh,
Are your male expectations not meeting your reality? Let your male expectations become your reality at USU Dining Services.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey,
Why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!